Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and by now you probably got your presidential emergency text, and you probably realized that it was just a test. However, I've got some thoughts on that. Before we do that, I want to tell you, remember the timeline I gave you. The very first kickoff thing had to be Kavanaugh confirmed. And until Kavanaugh is confirmed, none of the other can happen. We can't have the arrest, because if we do, it's going to be taken to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will not pass it because it's a 4-4 deadlock. So, let's just look into a couple things. There's some really important stuff I want to tell you that just happened today. Check this out. The FBI investigation into Brett Kavanaugh could wrap up as early as today, and this is from October 3rd, Wednesday, October 3rd. So if the FBI investigation wraps up today, then they could vote tomorrow. So maybe the confirmation will come tomorrow. I want to show you this too. Look down here. Look at what is featured in politics. What is the QAnon conspiracy theory? Look what they say about it. A conspiracy theory that explains everything and nothing simultaneously takes off among Trump fans. Well, that's just crazy. I mean, it does explain a lot. Believe me, a lot of the things that are going on make a whole lot more sense when you see them through the Q eyes. So anyway, that's the first thing. And again, all these links will be down below. You can check them out for yourself. The next thing is, somebody's doing a lawsuit to stop the presidential alert. Well, obviously it didn't happen for this one, but they're trying to stop it so Trump cannot send them text messages. I mean, this is how insane they are. As much as I disliked what Obama was doing to our country, if there was a national emergency and he wanted to send me a text message, I would have been all for that, because that's something that the president knows a lot more about than I do, and I'm not going to say no, because it could be some dangerous situation they're telling us about. Now, I think they genuinely believe that Trump is just going to treat this like his private Twitter account. They're insane. That is not what it's for. That's not what he's going to do. He will only use it in the case of emergency, which we think is going to be happening soon. But look, they even give bad poses to POTUS. Anyway, and here's the lawsuit that they're doing and everything. But look again, down here at the bottom. And I accessed these actually a day apart. This one I saw last night. The other one I brought up just a few minutes ago. And it still has the QAnon conspiracy theory. Wow, they're really pushing that article, aren't they? Very interesting that they would do that. They know there's a connection and they feel threatened. Why else are they spending so much time on a conspiracy theory? It's because they know there's more to it. Well, anyway, Q dropped a couple of posts today, and I wanted to share them with you because they actually have to do with the emergency alert and how it's going to function. Now, I've spent some time on the boards just a few minutes ago. I kind of have a feel for what the Anons are thinking with this. They have some theories about what the purpose of this emergency alert was. There are basically three of them as I see it. The first one, it was just a plain old test like any other time when you see the emergency broadcast system do that little annoying beep test. Some of them say that. Some of them say that it's possible that it was a test that would allow them to assess whether the deep state had the ability to hack it and maybe send out fake messages or block POTUS from being able to tell people things. That could possibly be a test as well. That's what they thought when it first came out about this emergency test. That was the thinking then. They were checking to make sure that they had all the holes plugged so the deep state actors couldn't affect it. The third one, though, since most phones, and I don't know about you, but my phone wouldn't allow me to turn that particular one off, which is why they're doing the lawsuit, because they think that's totally unfair, that POTUS can force me to accept a message from him. It's like, yeah, right. I mean, it's just so bogus. Their tactics are so obvious now, aren't they? The third reason is that when phones receive that, there might be a ping off of it, so they could narrow it down and find some of these people that they're looking for. So it's possible that they did it for that reason. I don't know which one of those is true. I suspect one of them is, it could very well be that they needed that ping to find the specific location for some people, and then they were going to move in and arrest them right then. That's a possibility. Whatever the case is, there's evidently a specific reason why Q needs that system up and running and working effectively before they can do the next step. And the next step, like I said, I think is going to be getting Kavanaugh in there. Now, Q did give us on the 2nd, last night, he said 53-47. I think that's going to be the Kavanaugh vote, but That's all he said. So it's like, okay, whatever that's for. But I don't know anything else that would come across like that at this point. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be the Kavanaugh vote, and he will be confirmed. Then there's one here on Christine Blasey Ford that you might be interested reading about her polygraph, that she actually did know about polygraphs and some other stuff there. Very interesting, but again, I'm not going to take time on that because the focus on this is the Jeff Sessions subpoena. So here you had this link right here takes us to the United States Attorney in Utah. That would happen to be Huber's stomping ground. And look what it says. U.S. Attorney Jeff Sessions at the Justice Department thanking Utah police officers for their efforts in reducing violent crime in Utah. And look who's sitting there behind him. Huber. There he is. He's got his thumb up, by the way. Thumbs up. Yay. So there's something going on here, this connection. These two men met with each other yesterday and today. Why do you think they might be doing that? Well, if you watched my sealed indictments video and the Is Jeff Sessions Sleeping video, you'll know what they've been up to. And so for those two to come together like this could be something massive. Now, I don't really know how grand juries work, and when they get sealed indictments, is that actually a piece of paper that they hand to the Attorney General? I don't know. Did he go to receive that information? Was it an electronic document he received? Was it just to make sure Huber was finished with what he was doing? I don't know. But guess what else happened? Oh, Q just dropped a new one. Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's go on this one. That's going to be interesting. Love it when he does this. He just surprises us. Anyway, Sessions meeting Huber the same day as POTUS alert. Sessions meeting Huber the day prior to the POTUS alert. And then this document right here is what you probably clicked on this video to see. This is Jeff Sessions' subpoena. Subpoena by the authority of the House of Representatives of the Congress of the United States of America. To the Honorable Jeff Sessions, Attorney General of the United States, you are hereby commanded to be and appear before the Committee on the Judiciary. Now, be aware, there are two committees of the Judiciary. One of them is in the Senate, and that's the one that's dealing with Kavanaugh, and is led by Chuck Grassley. This one is the Committee on the Judiciary in the House of Representatives, and it's run by Bob Goodlatte. So he's been commanded to appear before the Committee on the Judiciary of the House of Representatives, United States, at this location on October 4th. That's tomorrow at noon. So, is it going to be that the FBI gets their documents done tonight and turns in their report, and then tomorrow morning the Senate votes? Is it going to have to wait until after this? I'm not sure, but something's going on there. Again, when I did the other video about the timing on October 3rd with the emergency test, I said I wasn't sure how it was going to do, and it does all ride on that Kavanaugh confirmation. So that's the first event that we know has to happen. What is it that they need? Well, let's find out. And this is Bob Goodlatte there. Down here is what he's being asked to testify about. In accordance with the attached instructions for responding to Judiciary Committee document requests, you are required to produce the following documents in unredacted form. All documents and communications commonly referred to as the McCabe memos, written by former Deputy Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Andrew McCabe, to memorialize discussions, meetings, or correspondence he had with senior government officials, including the President of the United States. This is gonna be good. The Woods file related to the application for and subsequent renewals of a Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, order authorizing surveillance on Carter Page. The term Woods file includes, but is not limited to, any document concerning or relating to any attempt to verify the accuracy of any alleged facts stated in the FISA applications for Mr. Page. All documents and communications shared with the Gang of Eight in May 2018 related to the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. So in other words, we want to see the proof. If you've got information, documents, and communications that the Gang of Eight knows about, we want to see them. Everybody's going to get to see them. So all of this right here is what they're requesting. This is speculation again, but I foresee Sessions will likely have a couple of options here, and we're not totally sure. When Q posted this, he says, what must be understood prior to? And I assume that's prior to his testimony. And think grand jury information. What are the odds of that? So I'm not sure. Either the grand juries have finished and Sessions will bring the material and give it to them, or he's going to tell them, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you because it's being used. And I don't know if he can do that, or if he's just going to give that standard, we cannot talk about ongoing investigations, which confirms that there is an ongoing investigation, which is kind of silly. We can't confirm or deny that there is one. But when you say that, you're basically saying, yeah, there is an investigation going on. So with this is the kind of thing we're looking at. I don't know for sure what all is going to be brought out. If he brings all this stuff out, it's huge, because this is going to nail him right here. This material is what's going to nail them all, and it's going to prove that they were traitors. I suspect there are things in there in the McCabe memos that's going to talk about their shared Gmail account. They all had this one Gmail account. They had the password to it, and instead of emailing each other documents because they were afraid that would lead to some kind of trail, they just wrote emails and saved them in the draft folder. And then everybody would go in and access the draft folder and read them there, and they could reply and they could do that. What they didn't realize is that, yeah, that stuff is saved too. So the good guys have it all. When they say they've got it all, they have it all. And everything is in the proper hands. It's where it needs to be. The idea that Sessions met with Huber for 2 days, this is huge. This is really big. And then Sessions gets the subpoena. Something's happened and something big is happening. And then we had the emergency test. I think they're setting things up, folks. You know, I know that people are going to watch that other video and say, see, you were wrong. Now, look, I said I didn't know if that's what's going to happen, but I did give you the order that I think it has to happen. And Kavanaugh's confirmation is the kickoff. That has to happen first, because as soon as they start using these military courts, somebody's going to challenge it. It's going to go to the Supreme Court. If it's 4-4, it's going to be a deadlock. We're going to have trouble. We've got to get Kavanaugh confirmed. That's vital. So that's what I have to share with you. I know it's kind of a weird video, but that's it. Well, thanks for stopping by. I'll talk to you later. See ya.